Hey, how's it going guys? Blake Sykes here, and this is your Photo Fix Friday. Last week I gave you guys some tips on how to buy your first camera. So this week we're talking about how to use that camera with these three settings: shutter, aperture, and ISO. Now, I know it seems tempting to just pull that camera out of the box, put it in auto mode, and start taking pictures, but we're better than that. So first, we're talking about shutter speed. Now, your shutter speed controls a lot to do with your photography, but its main thing is to control the motion in the picture. So say you want to capture a photo of someone running or a car racing across the screen. You want to turn that shutter speed all the way up to something like 1/1000th of a second, because this will stop that motion in its tracks. If I'm going to give you an example of this, check out this photo of Bella, my dog. So this is her running at 1/1000th of a second. And now I'll show you a picture taken at 1/50th of a second. So now you can see that the motion just doesn't stop. She's just all blurry as the frame's just blurred into the next one. Now, I'm not saying that that's a bad thing, because there's situations for that as well. So take this for example. So see, with the shutter speed down, it's a nice fog effect over the water, because the water is running, which blurs each frame into the next. Second, we're going to talk about aperture. Now your aperture controls two functions of the camera. It controls how much light is let in, and it also controls your depth of field, so where the focus is on. So take something like a portrait for example. If you open your aperture really wide, you're going to create a nice shallow depth of field which separates your subject from the background. If you want to shoot something in landscape, you want to get those mountains and the trees and everything in the foreground and the background all in focus. So this, you would bump your aperture all the way up to something like f/22. And the last setting we're going to talk about is your ISO. Your ISO is for lower light situations, something like night photography or indoors. But you can basically think of it as adding fake light to your picture. Say you have the shutter where you want it because you want it at 1/500th, because you still got to stop that motion. You also have your aperture where you want it because you still want to separate your subject from the background and blur that background, but the image is still too dark. You can add ISO here. It makes the sensor more sensitive to light and it brightens the picture up a little bit more. Now, you have to be careful here, because in some cases, if you put it up too high, you start to introduce noise or grain into the picture, which makes it look really bad. The best thing is to try and keep your ISO closest to 100 as you can. Now, I know beginning in photography, this can be really confusing at first, but once you start to play around with your camera and even just give these settings a go and mess around and try different things, you're gonna get a lot better. Once you start to get to a point where you can say, oh, my shutter was too slow here, so I need to bump it up to stop that motion, or I want to blur the background more, so I need to do this. This is where you start to get playful with your photography and you start to create a lot better photos. So let's sum up what we've learned. A high shutter speed stops motion, and a slow shutter speed introduces motion blur. So the wider the aperture, something like a 1.8 blurs the background, and something like an f/22 will keep everything in that frame in focus. And lastly, your ISO. Your ISO is like adding fake light to your pictures, but try and keep it to the lowest number possible. Thanks guys, I hope this helped, and if you want to see more videos like this, smash that subscribe button, ring that bell, and I'll see you in the next one.